Everybody.
Good evening to you too.
Yeah, hi Himanshu, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. And
Yeah,
a very happy Independence Day.
yes, a
Thank
very,
you.
very happy Independence Day to
Happy Independence Day.
All
all our
of us.
illustrious family
All of
members.
yeah.
All of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we start the program, Himanshu, today. Hello?
Hello,
Ah,
yes.
So once again, a very happy Independence Day, our 74th Independence Day. Namaskar and good evening to all of you. It's indeed our honor and pleasure to serve you. So in this month of August, we also just completed our 2 years of operations. We started with Mumbai and Pune from 1st of August in 2018, and so this is just our say we can say the second birthday for the organization in this month, and it's indeed our honor and pleasure to being with you to serve you. Every day has been a new learning, and every day has been a great opportunity and a pleasure, and the blessings what you are giving us on a daily basis inspires us to take forward our home health solutions in near future. With this, I would like to welcome Himanshu Garg. Himanshu is our CFO, a good friend of us. He also has been associated with us in taking this company forward. Himanshu is based out of Singapore. Welcome Himanshu and good evening to you. And I would like to hand over the session to you today, Himanshu.
Thank you, Rajiv. Jai Hind and good evening to all of you. Happy Independence Day to be in front of you and spend some time with you celebrating India's 74th Independence Day. Rajiv, if we can continue to share your screen because it seems there's a technical issue with my laptop here.
Okay, no worries, no worries. I will do it. I will do it.
Just the file that I sent you earlier.
Yeah.
So, as Rajib mentioned, everyone, I have been associated with Home Health Solutions and Avictious since the founding days, a few years ago when all of us were trying to do something. And now I am getting more involved in my capacity as the CFO for this organization. So again, a pleasure to know all of you and be in front of you. As we are talking about our 74th Independence Day, I think it brings different emotions and feelings for each one of us. And in our team, in our membership group, we are very fortunate to actually have some of the members who have been ex-army or services personnel. So today we are going to be talking to and listening from four of these very illustrious soldiers of our armed forces: Commodore Rajender Veer, Commodore Shashikant Parulekar, Colonel Subramaniam, and Colonel Suresh Rao. I'm not sure if Commodore Parulekar is joining us. Rajiv, any updates on?
No, I don't think he would be able to join because he has got a bad throat today.
Okay, okay, okay. So we'll see if he's able to join.
Yes,
Otherwise,
yes, yes.
okay. Sorry, someone was saying something.
No.
No, okay, no. So I can see we have got Colonel Rao with us. We have got Commodore Veer also with us here, and perhaps Colonel Subramaniam will
Yes,
be.
yes. Colonel Subramaniam is also there. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So Rajiv, can you go to the next slide? I hope everyone can hear me very clearly. So if not, then please let me know, and I will adjust my pitch accordingly. So before we deep dive into our different topics of the day, yeah, just a quick introduction to our Indian Army and Navy and Air Forces. Uh, Really, they don't need any introduction, but I thought it'll be just good to share with you some of the things that make the Indian Armed Forces the pride of India. I think we are all very proud of our soldiers in what they do, in how they do it, and the contribution that they make to nation building. we, at least, my generation, we are very fortunate to have been born in free India. And we also know that some of you were not born in free India, but have really contributed to building India as we know it today. And the great contribution of our soldiers cannot be forgotten. India has got a very solid tradition of armed forces from many, many hundreds of years ago. Today, India has got the second largest armed forces services of about 1.4 million, more than 1.4 million serving members. India today has got the largest voluntary service, which basically means that all our officers and soldiers serve the country on a voluntary basis. There is no conscription like we have in some countries where you have to undergo a mandatory service. Indian forces have been involved in some major operations over the last 74 years. Some, to name a few, are like liberation of Dadar and Nagar Haveli, Goa, time with Pakistan, China, Kargil, and then ongoing skirmishes with, terrorist elements in different parts of the country. I was also very surprised to know that we beat CIA to nuclear threat testing twice in the 1970s and then later in the 1990s also, where I think this is known as CIA's biggest failure in terms of espionage and counterintelligence. So I think the forces are very smart in terms of maintaining that confidentiality and secrecy in its operations. Our forces are amongst the best in the world in high altitude warfare. We've got organizations like HAWS, the High Altitude Warfare School, which is a training academy for many countries that send their soldiers to get trained in this form of war. We've got IMA and counterintelligence and jungle warfare that also trains foreign armies. I mean, this is something that we've all got to be very proud of. In fact, a lot of us may not even know about this, that we've got an academy like CIJWS. I think we all know of IMA in Dehradun, but CIJWS is also very prominent here. In Kerala, we've got the largest naval academy in Asia. We also are, and these are some of the contributions that the armed forces make, in terms of their mission to safeguard the country. But it is not just about that. The army has been active during, peace efforts in terms of, some extraditions, in terms of helping the civilians when there is a natural disaster. Very recently, we had the situation in Uttarakhand where we all saw on television the great work that was, carried out by Army and the Air Forces to evacuate some of the people that were really impacted by the excessive floods. Another great feature of our Army is that it is perhaps the only government institution that does not have any selection based on reservations. It is an organization where everyone gets selected on their merit. So there is no religion or caste reservations, caste-based reservations in the Indian Armed Forces. Along with serving the country through their valor, the are also construction experts. And if you look at the kind of construction activity that they have done in Siachen, where they build the highest landing strip, which is the highest motorable road, Bailey's Bridge, which is in Ladakh, which is the highest bridge at the highest altitude. It's all been done when constructed by our armed forces. And I was also quite surprised to know that some of our celebrities as big as Sachin and Dhoni are also honorary officers of the services of the armed forces. So a very colorful past, very colorful history. I think we can all be very proud of our forces. And, I salute uh, all of you and all of our forces who have really, given their blood, sweat, and tears to protect the sovereignty of our lovely motherland. So with this, I would like to go to the next slide. And like I mentioned earlier, we've got four gentlemen who we are going to talk to today. In fact, we also had one of our team members. As you are aware, we've got Sherpas, and some of the Sherpas have got an services background. We were supposed to also talk to one of Sunil Pandey. Some of you may have known him or may have worked with him, but unfortunately he cannot join us today because of an emergency in his family. So perhaps we will speak with him on another occasion. But without taking more time, maybe if I can ask Commodore Rajendra Pameer. Sir, are you online?
Yes, I'm ready to speak when you ask me to.
Yes, yes.
Oh, sure.
We have Commodore Veer. Veer sir, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening to you, Rajiv.
So,
My
sir,
warm
the
greetings.
information you provided, I have just tried to summarize some of that in this slide, sir. But I give you, your stage. Please take us through your journey.
So would you like me to speak now?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, warm greetings to Rajiv Das for organizing this event today. And greetings also to all the members of the Evexius family today on our 74th Independence Day. There's some confusion about that. It's a 74th Independence Day, but we have completed 73 years of independent India, because 74th is the date is counted from the first Independence Day, the day we became independent, on the 15th of August, 1947. Well, I'll add to what Mr. Garg has said. Himanshu has given a very fine background to the armed forces, covering Army, Navy, and Air Force. Well, it says this is a day when we dedicate ourselves to our armed forces, and we remember them for for defending our country and keeping us safe. It is because a lot of people have lost their lives. Remembering the 20 soldiers who died in Ladakh recently, they died because they're defending our country so that we could live in peace ourselves. So remember them and their families, and our hearts go out to them. India's Independence Day. India's Independence Day is being celebrated today. I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people remember the first Independence Day. I was 16 years old in Delhi at that time, on 15th of August 1947, when there's a great jubilation and celebration. People were out in the streets on that day in Delhi. And I remember our Prime Minister, Mr. Nehru's speech in Parliament, a great speech he made about at this midnight hour, the world sleeps and India awakens to freedom. You probably know that. Many of you have heard that speech. It was one of the finest speeches made in Parliament. And but it was a time of great happiness and joy, happiness. But it was also a time of confusion and sadness and unhappiness, because India was being partitioned. The communal riots were going on. Mahatma Gandhi was in Noakhali because of the communal riots going on. And I was studying in Lahore. My brother and I were come to Delhi on a summer vacation. We were studying in Lahore. I was studying in BSc at that time in 1947. And we had just come for summer vacation to Delhi to visit my family, my sister. We were planning, and we were all expected. All Hindus who had come, they were expecting to stay in Lahore and stay in Pakistan. They said, it doesn't matter, Pakistan is formed, we will stay there. But we never went back. It was not possible to go back because riots were going on. And they started in Punjab also. And we could not go back. And our homes were looted. Our houses, we lost everything that we had. And I remember my father saying, we have lost everything. But in a sense, we have not lost everything because I have two sons. They will rebuild our lives. And so I joined the Navy in 1949. And at that time, Indian Navy cadets were being trained in UK. And I went to UK for 4 years and had my training there. I served in the Navy for 29 years, from 1949 to 1978. And then I joined the Merchant Navy as a seagoing captain. And I commanded 10 merchant ships of all types, including a passenger ship, sailing all over the world. And on superannuation at the age of 60, I retired. But there's no age to put your feet up. So I started an organization called the Indian Maritime Foundation, because while we were in the service, we found that people in India knew very little about the oceans and what's going on in the sea. So I founded an organization called the Indian Maritime Foundation in 1993. And our objective was to raise awareness of the oceans in our people, to rekindle maritime consciousness and pride in our people. In other words, to make our people sea-minded. They know something about the ocean. We wanted to do that because India has been a great seafaring nation from ancient times. Some thousands of years, Indian sailors carried the message of India's culture and religion to other parts of the world, which we see evidence of today in Southeast Asia, many countries. India never coveted any territory abroad, but it sent its culture and soft power, as we call it, religion to other countries. Buddhism, for example. China had great respect for India at that time, because Chinese adopted Buddhism as their religion during the Gupta period in India in 373 AD. So that was the time when we were was somebody speaking? Okay, no, that was the Gupta period I'm talking about, and thereafter we did we came to the naval period was finished at that time, and then I was in the Merchant Navy, as I said, for 12 years. And so I've had 3 full careers, really, 29 years in the Navy, 12 years in the Merchant Navy, and then this Indian Maritime Foundation. We will bring out a journal called Seagull to raise awareness of the oceans in our people, their membership all over the world. And I headed that for 26 years. And this year I've handed it over to our Vice President, Captain Dixit. So he's running the Indian Maritime Foundation. And so it's been a great life. And now I'm very happy to be with the Home Health Solutions with Rajiv Dev. And spending my years of old age and get satisfaction of a good career. I just want to finish with a couplet which somebody sent me this morning. If I may share it with you, please.
Yes, sir.
Sure, sir, please.
खुश नसीब हैं वो जो वतन पर मिट जाते हैं, खुश नसीब हैं वो जो वतन पर मिट जाते हैं, बदबख्त हैं वो जो वतन को लूट कर जाते हैं, बदबख्त हैं वो जो वतन को लूट कर जाते हैं। देखो भक्ति सिर्फ तिरंगा लहराने में नहीं है, देखो भक्ति सिर्फ तिरंगा लहराने में नहीं है, देशवासियों में एकता बनाए रखने में है, एक देशवासियों को एकता बनाए रखने में है। This is the message we want to give today, our Independence Day, and thank you very much. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. Jai Hind, sir. Thanks.
Okay, so that was really very interesting, Commodore Veer. Thank you for sharing with us some of the glimpses from your life. It is very, very impressive. I guess living 3 full careers can be and is very inspirational for a lot of people. Today you see a lot of the young kids and the young generation spending a lot of time on things that you just wonder how will they grow up and what will they do. But these are real life stories that we can all share with our families, and hopefully they will get some inspiration from that. So if I can now go to the next slide, please, Rajiv. And we've got Commodore Parulekar. Is he online now or not? Rajiv, he didn't join, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay,
so we go to Colonel Subramaniam.
Okay, so we'll move on to Colonel Subramaniam. Sir, are you online? Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm online.
I do not see you, sir. Are you also? Yeah, we can see you now.
Yeah, we can see you, sir. Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. A very happy Independence Day to all of you.
Thank you. Same to you.
I am Colonel Subramanian from the Corps of Engineers. I got my commission in the year 1964 and retired in the year 1995 after 31 years of service. I was in the Madras Sappers, and I was in 2 units of Madras Sappers. One is 434 Independent Field Company, and another one is 9 Engineer Regiment. In 434 Independent Field Company, we were part of the Border Roads Task Force. And the company was in those days called NEFA, which is now Arunachal Pradesh. In the Lohit division of NEFA, where the main name of the place, Hyliang, our company was forming part of the 12 Border Road Task Force in that area. And there, as part of the task force, we were responsible for construction of 6 miles, those days 6 miles, which is equivalent to about 10 kilometers of road, right from trace cutting to complete execution of the road. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clearly.
Very clear.
Yeah. So also construction of Bailey bridges in those rivers. Those are the tasks which we were interested with. And that was my first posting as a second lieutenant in that area. And I was in charge of one detachment, which was called as Tidding, just over the Tidding River, which was a huge river and had suspension bridges to cross. Later on, one of the main postings which I have been having, it was in 9 Engineer Regiment. The regiment, 9 Engineer Regiment had taken part in 3 main operations. One was the 1971 war. Prior to that, in flood relief operations in Lucknow, and later on in one major Oil India operations, that is operation of pumping stations in Assam. In the 1971 Indo-Pak War, 9th Regiment formed part of the 1 Corps, and the regiment was placed under the 54 Infantry Div, which was part of the 1 Corps. The Div spearheaded the 1 Corps thrust in the Sambas Zafarwal sector. The offensive was launched on 5th of December 1971 and was relentlessly pursued till the ceasefire on 17 December. That time, the offensive of 54 Div was deliberately launched in an undeveloped area, devoid of any road communication. So it is a responsibility of the Corps of Engineers to maintain road communications, bridges, clearing of minefields, etc. So it was a huge task for the Engineer Regiment, which was placed under the 54 Infantry Div. The area was fortified by Pakistan with 4 major minefields of extensive.
Don't bang the door, man. You may get stuck. No. No hurting. He's small. He's small.
I'm hearing some people talking.
Yeah, yes.
So the Pakistan had laid extensive minefields of 2 deep minefields, like ranging from 600 meters to 1,000 meters. And so the regiment was entrusted with the task of trailblazing, that is making the road communication for the troops like infantry and armor to move, and also the expeditious breaching of the minefields in the forefront of the battle. And that was also under intense enemy artillery fire and fire by infantry. So in the history of any battle, 9th Engineer Regiment was for the first time made an operational track of total 30 kilometers in depth, and also breached 4 deep minefields ranging from 800 to 1,000 meters deep on these days like 6 December, 10 December, 13 December, and 16 December, ensuring the success of the operations. The 4th minefield was across a river called Basanta, and also the regiment used for the first time the trawls for breaching of the minefields. And earlier they had not had any experience of using the trawls. So some practices had been carried out earlier, and then that was directly used in the operations. So the regiment had lost about 11 people, and for this extensive task which the regiment had successfully completed, leading to the success of the operations, it was awarded with 1 Mahavir Chakra posthumously, 3 Veer Chakras, and 4 Sena medals, and also the Battle Honor Basanta River and the Theatre Honor Punjab 1971. Next, coming to the oil pumping, that is taking over of the oil pumping stations in Assam. The Oil India Limited was doing the pumping, that is production of oil as well as pumping of oil from Assam to Baroni. The Oil India Limited staff, they were wanting to go on strike in the month of December, that is in the year 1980. And the reason for going on the month of December on strike was that the oil flow in the pipeline will stop. And the oil, crude oil, which is produced in Assam and areas around, that contains a lot of wax. And during winter, when the oil freezes in the pipeline, the wax expands, and that can cause the breaking of the entire pipeline. So the management would have been left with no option to concede to the demands of these people. And the government therefore requisitioned well in advance the services of our regiment as well as another regiment, which is 110 Engineer Regiment. The 110 Engineer Regiment was made in charge of oil production in the oil fields, and our regiment, 9 Engineer Regiment, was in charge of taking over the 6 oil pumping stations spread over entire Assam, right from what is a place called as Duliajan up to Guwahati. Guwahati was the main control station, and also in New Bombay there was another oil pumping station. So since we had got the intimation well in advance, we could send our people to these places in the civil dress and then watch the pumping operations that are going on. And also the officers from the Corps of Signals and EME were also co-opted. And so sufficient training, and in the Corps of Engineers, we have tradesmen of all types. So engine artificers, engine fitters, and some other trades which are useful for this function. They were all well trained. And the officers had acquainted themselves with the places where they have to in case of the strike taking place. So on 3rd of December, the Oil India staff struck work. And we were always placed at 2.5 hours notice to move from our place and move over to all these pumping stations in detachments, place ourselves there, take over, and also ensure the security of that oil pumping station by having some people as guards, and also ensuring that nobody smokes or no matches are kept in hand. All these precautions used to be taken. So we all moved to all these oil pumping stations, and myself and my CO, we moved to the main pumping station, that is main control station, which is in Guwahati, which is in a place called Noonmati. From there, all pumping stations can be controlled in the way that is, even in those days, we had separate telephone communications with towers placed 50 kilometers apart all through Assam, by which we used to have our own independent communications in the Oil India Limited. And the pipeline, total length of the pipeline used to be about 1,300 kilometers, through which the oil was flowing to Baroni for the filling of the tanks in Baroni. This, after taking over, the Oil India staff who went on strike, they tried to, in between, create some problem by bursting one of the pipelines. Instead of, because the wax would not congeal and the pipeline would not burst by itself. So this happened somewhere near Jorat, and soon after that, with some help of higher staff of Oil India Limited and our men, that part of the pipeline was replaced, and then it was the pumping operation was stopped temporarily, and the pipeline was which was damaged, that was replaced, and also the pumping operations was continued. And another thing was, there is a place called Muran in one of the pumping stations where the oil was being treated to reduce the congealing effect. And so that was a huge installation which would have been very difficult to understand. So some device was made. It is basically to reduce the waxing. So with the help of Oil India Limited staff as well as the ONGC helped us a little bit to know how this can be done. And a device was manufactured by our people to bypass that whole entire thing and then use this device for mixing, say, a chemical to reduce the congealing effect of the oil and pass it through the pipeline. So this operation continued from 3rd December to 27th December. And every day this was being totally monitored directly by Indira Gandhi at that time. And every morning we used to give the report to our div commander, and he used to send the reports higher up, right up to the top. So this was a very interesting operation. We also got to learn a lot from this, and it has also saved the country a lot of botheration of replacing the entire pipeline in Assam. Other than this, I had also served in Railway Engineers TA, and during that time, I think 1967 to 69, I was in Bangalore, and the Southern Railway had gone on strike, and we are having embodied the railway staff who had joined the Territorial Army. Our Railway Engineers TA, we took over that and operated for 6 up trains and 6 down trains, some of which were goods trains also. And this operation also was there for about a week. So, and other than this, I had served in the Army headquarters also in the MIS ADP, that is Management Information Systems. And I had also, in the final stages of my service from 1988 to 95, served in the College of Military Engineering as instructor class A, teaching electrical engineering to students. Students means Army officers in the ranks of lieutenants and captains who had not done their engineering degree but were in the Corps of Engineers, Signals or EME, who used to come for undergoing the engineering degree course, and which it used to be a 3-year engineering degree course for all the Army officers who had not undergone the engineering degree. So I had served in that capacity as instructor for 7 years. So that comes to the conclusion of my talk.
Thank you, sir.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Very detailed and very, very interesting career. I think we really, I enjoyed the stories around the mines and the oil, gas, and the pipes. The effort and the valor it would have taken for you to do that. So thank you for sharing that with us, sir.
Thank you. And I must say, Commodore Rajinder Veer's experience, I think it will be standing to be the top for the age he is in and the activities he has done and the 3 different services he has done. So our congratulations and wish him a long life.
Sure. Thank you, sir. So if we can move on to Colonel Rao.
Very much. Thank you.
Colonel Rao.
Yes,
Uh,
thank you very much. And I wish everybody a happy Independence Day. Uh, I am Colonel Rao. I had I was born in 1938 and I have seen the British Raj for 11 years. And I remember for Independence Day, I was in the school. At that time, we were given 4 annas. 4 annas went very far that time. And we were given some sweets also. After my school days, I went to dental college. I was commissioned, and after 4 years of training, I joined uh, Army Dental Corps as lieutenant and was posted in, first posting was in military hospital Jalandhar. And the war broke out in 1965. At that time, I was in Jalandhar and we got a lot of cases. But and I took part in treatment of the cases, first aid and etc. I treated 2 cases of fractured mandible, and I had an opportunity to visit the Pakistan without passport. We were taken to an area which was captured by Indian Army towards Lahore. That was on the Ichogil Canal. It was just about 8 kilometers from Lahore, Commodore Veer's place. We could see some buildings, but it was on the outskirts of Lahore. And then uh, I went on various postings, and then in 71, I had an opportunity to take part in the 71 war. We were placed in a place called Plassey, which most of the people must be familiar. It was the Battle of Plassey, wherein this English commander, uh, Lord Clive, with his army defeated the Siraj-ud-Dawla, the Nawab of.
राव सर
Yes,
राव सर थोड़ा सा पीछे होके बात करेंगे, थोड़ा सा पीछे जाके आपका आधा, वी कैन सी हाफ ऑफ योर फेस ओनली. थोड़ा सा जस्ट रिलैक्स. यस यस, परफेक्ट परफेक्ट परफेक्ट. अभी बात कीजिए. हाँ यस
then
यस.
we were in Plassey and then moved to a place very near the border called Krishnagar. And at that time, the war started and a lot of casualties came along and we couldn't hold them for a long time. I was posted with a 304 field hospital. So, but we couldn't hold the casualties for a long time. We used to give them first aid and transfer them to Calcutta. And then I had another opportunity of visiting East Pakistan, and then East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, and in a place called Jasor, where there was a military hospital of the Pakistan where we occupied that place and continued treatment. After this, we were after 2 months we came back to India and left Bangladesh to continue. After serving various places, I retired in 1993, February 93, as a lieutenant colonel from Baroda, and I am staying in Pune, Salunki Vihar, and carrying on. That's what all about my career in the army. Thank you, Rajiv, and thank you everybody for giving me a patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is our honor and our pleasure
Yes yes.
to listen to your experiences and your journey with the armed forces. So thank you very much. So I'd like to, on behalf of the Evixious team, I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to all three of you gentlemen, Colonel Rao, Commodore Veer, and also Commodore
Colonel Subramaniam.
Colonel Subramaniam. Sorry. So with that, Rajiv, any questions? I think if we can, any comments from the participants? Anything you'd like to say? 5 minutes. After this, we've got a brief program where we have someone going to sing a few songs.
We will have Seema Rao singing a couple of songs for us on this Independence Day.
Okay.
She's a very good classical singer. She is wife of Colonel Suresh Rao.
Oh, okay. So maybe because we have only 10 minutes left, maybe we ask Madam to come online and give us the opportunity to listen to her melodious voice. Madam Seema, are you online?
Yeah, I'm online.
Yes. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you're going to sing a Hindi song for us, or?
Yeah, I'll sing a patriotic song.
Okay.
This "Ae Mere Watan Ke Logo." I hope I can do the justice. That's a lovely song which I really love. And 1 minute. I'm just taking out the karaoke.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'll start now. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope I can do little justice to this beautiful song.
ऑयली त्वचा
अरे देवा।
वक्त है क्ले का पॉन्ड्स का नया क्ले फेस
I'll sing without milk. ए मेरे वतन के लोगों, तुम खूब लगा लो नारा, ये शुभ दिन है हम सबका, लहरा लो तिरंगा प्यारा, पर मत भूलो सीमा पर वीरों ने है प्राण गवाए, कुछ याद उन्हें भी कर लो, कुछ याद उन्हें भी कर लो, जो लौट के घर ना आए, जो लौट के घर ना आए। ए मेरे वतन के लोगों, जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। ए मेरे वतन के लोगों, जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। तुम भूल न जाओ उनको, इसलिए सुनो ये कहानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। जब घायल हुआ हिमालय खतरे में पड़ी आजादी, जब तक थी सांस लड़े वो, जब तक थी सांस लड़े वो, फिर अपनी लाश बिछाई, संगीन पे धर कर माथा सो गए अमर बलिदानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। कोई सिख कोई जाट मराठा, कोई सिख कोई जाट मराठा, कोई गुरखा कोई मदरासी, कोई गुरखा कोई मदरासी, सरहद पर मरने वाला, सरहद पर मरने वाला, हर वीर था भारतवासी। जो खून गिरा पर्वत पर वो खून था हिंदुस्तानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। जय हिंद की सेना, जय हिंद की सेना, जय हिंद, जय हिंद, जय हिंद। Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Very good,
awesome.
ma'am.
Very
Very
nice.
good. Beautiful.
Excellent.
Without music.
Actually,
especially-
I
music.
have this karaoke music, but I couldn't start it.
Beautifully done.
Properly.
Really.
No, there's no need for music. You're
No need
No
for
need
music.
at all.
Otherwise,
We really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. It's a
Sure.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Feedback comes like this.
No,
I'm
it's
75
amazing.
now. My
More
voice
without-
is not the same as before.
wow,
My.
my,
Still.
wow, you don't look like.
So
You should
I'm a
without-
retired doctor, by
without
the way.
music.
No.
I was working in army for civilian people.
Oh,
Oh, I
that's
see.
fine.
I was
Okay.
working in ordnance depot as a civilian doctor.
Wow.
Which ordnance depot?
Talegaon.
Talegaon. We were in Dehu Road also for quite some
Yeah,
time.
I stayed in Dehu Road, but I worked at Talegaon.
We were
And
there in
music
90.
is my first love, but music is my first love.
Oh,
But
Well,
now
great.
at 75, now my voice,
No,
not
no,
giving
no,
me-
No,
nothing,
it's
nothing.
very
no.
nice.
Don't think of
At
that.
75, your voice.
It's better than me.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much. Since it's my passion, I thought I'll.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
really, you got pleasure to.
Really. It was our luck.
Shima ma'am, not only this audience over here, we are live streaming it on Facebook. You know, several people who are listening to us, they are also
Wow.
saying that is awesome.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my.
Thank you so much. That keeps me
Great.
going at this
Pep
age.
up.
Some hobby to
Vitamins.
carry on.
You might get more requests for more performances, madam.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So,
love to
Benny,
hear.
already
Anytime.
today itself there is one more to come, but after that we'll definitely have more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Special
sure.
sessions.
Why not? You want me to sing now? Are you sure?
Yeah,
One
one
more.
more. 100%, one more.
One more.
Okay. Shall I give some peppy song rather
Sure.
than patriotic? Is it okay, or you want me to give?
No, anything. I
Anything,
think
anything,
Aspiro.
Yeah. I'll give some peppy song for all our old senior citizens and the youngsters too, of course. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is my
Yeah.
favorite. Oh, दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर हो लाल मेरी लाल मेरी चार चराग तेरे वर्ण हमेशा चार चराग तेरे वर्ण हमेशा पंजवा में मालण आई बला झूले लालण ओ पंजवा में बालण हो पंजवा में बालण आई बला झूले लालण सिंधड़ी दा सेवण दा सती शाबाज कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर हो लाल मेरी लाल मेरी. Now all will join for this last few lines of my book. सारे जहां से अच्छा दोस्ता हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदोस्ता हमारा जहां से अच्छा हम बुलबुले हैं जिंदगी गुलसिता हमारा दोस्ता हमारा जय हिंद.
Jai Hind, Jai Hind.
Very
Well
nice.
done.
Very nice.
भारत माता की
Jai.
All right. So we are exactly at the time, 1 hour.
Yeah,
I would like
yeah,
to
exactly.
thank you everybody for your very active and engaging participation. I'm sure all of you enjoyed this session. I certainly did, and I can see from your faces that you all did as well. So thank you for your time, and I
Enjoy.
hope you have a lovely evening and the rest of your day. And until we meet again, hopefully next week we will have another event planned for you.
Next to next week.
Next to next week.
Wow, we really enjoyed.
Yeah, yeah.
Really
Now I think I will
look
join every
forward.
time. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah.
We look forward to seeing you more often, Ma'am Rao.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Love to
Yeah,
see.
sure.
Thank
I
you.
love
Thank
it.
you
I
very
can sing all Punjabi,
Oh, great.
Marathi, whatever you want.
Multilingual.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
ghazal and
We
Here,
whatever. I love
it's
singing.
a
in the
very good
earlier
idea.
sessions,
We
in
are
the
looking
earlier
for
sessions,
more
we missed you,
performers.
Shima ma'am.
Very good. Very nice.
Ma'am, thank you for
Enjoy.
offering that voluntary. But
Yeah,
we are also looking for more performers. If any of you are,
Yeah.
Sure, sure. Yeah, sure.
if
That
any,
will be fun.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
please.
We had a Antakshari, then we had medley, but at that time you could not join, ma'am.
We
Yeah,
could
I
not
couldn't
join that
join
time.
that.
Yeah,
We
yes,
even
otherwise
we could
it
not
would have been
join
fun.
that time.
Yeah.
We would like to participate.
Sure. Over to you, Rajiv.
Yeah, so thanks Himanshu, and again, once again, we salute all our members and also the ex-defense personnel whom we have with us today. Thank you, thanks to everyone for joining us. It's really our honor, and I personally feel very privileged when we serve you and we handhold you when you need us the most. Thanks a lot. Keep blessing us, and we will have more of these programs as we move forward. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
We
Rajiv.
enjoyed.
Good night.
Bye.
Very nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.